Hello, and welcome back to part 2 of the dual D7 build. We're going to be actually going through and installing the LED strips in the Cobra head of the ship. Finally settled in on a plan. I don't know why I didn't think of it the first time, because it's fairly simple. Should have thought of it the first time. But yeah, we're going to go through and finally start installing those lights and getting the Cobra head put together. And I have a little special thing at the beginning of the episode, a little 3D printed model that I got not too long ago off of Etsy. It's pretty cool, so stay tuned and check it out. Well, hello. I have something to show you guys today. This just came in today. This is a 3D print of the Razor Crests. It's actually pretty cool. I got it on Etsy for about 60 bucks or something. It's not bad at all. I mean, it's got a lot of build lines and stuff, but it's kind of neat how they reflect. But the detail's pretty good for a 3D print, and I'm sure, I don't know how much they had of references, but they did a really good job. And it looks like the windows are an actual separate 3D printed part that's black. This gun came broke. Well, it was semi-hanging, and I don't know if it broke off when I had it, because they had a piece of cardboard taped around here to protect it. And I can't tell if it was still hanging. But I just super glued it, and it's doing just fine. But there's some things I want to do to it. And they glued on they have a sticker here, and I'm trying to think of how I can make this one side on this side all chipped up. Probably go in and I think what I'm gonna do, I think I might give this a paint. It looks great the way it is. Has a cool little base. It looks cool as it is. The only thing with the base is, well, it's pretty much even, and it keeps it in there from sliding, but it makes the front end sit really low. But I'm not gonna worry about it right now. You can see where here's the two halves. Here's the other half, and they tried to glue that part in better, but yeah, it's in two halves. But what I'm thinking of doing is taking it apart as far as the decals off, and I can put it on transfer paper so it'll keep its stickiness. And just going on and full on silver paint it. I mean, I know they spent the time, and it's probably crazy glued these black pieces in. These I think are painted. They might be 3D printed and glued on. I'm not sure yet, but I'll do these a gunmetal, if anything, and maybe even drill holes in the ends there, shallow, just to make them look like guns. This is a little boogery here. And the same thing was in there, which I can go and sand a little bit. But all in all, for the basis of the ship, you can see where they glued the landing gear on, and all in all, the basis of the ship it looks cool. And I have a bigger one than the Bandai. The Bandai is only like that big. It was worth it. I can make if I decide to do a little more, but like I said, that the silver that they printed it in looks really good. Like, and it puts off a good glare. You can see it in the camera. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything. It looks better in the camera actually than it does even up close, but that's why I'm wondering if I go through and give it a light sand, get rid of some of these you can hear them. It almost looks like they put a clear on it. I don't know. Or that's just the way the resin looks. In so many ways, the build lines work. You know, and then I can sand these level. And at least get this level. And so I'm also afraid if you paint it, you might see these seams a little more. But I could easily go in and fill those too. And give it a good chrome finish like I did to them and paint, and then repaint everything and do that a gun steel. And I think I did the back half here in a gun steel. I did that part in a gun steel. I don't know. I'll have to look at some reference pictures. And then that way I can cut the carrier film on the decal out of here where it's in the doorway, in the hatchways. But all in all, it looks good. And then the base really looks good. We got a Mandalorian helmet. And then we got the little ball that Grogu plays with. And I'll have to see how that's colored because I think there's a little bit of blue or something in that. But to be honest, the build lines really work, especially for this, because it makes it look like it was, you know, machined. And the Mandalorian helmet looks really good, but I'll go in and paint the black for the visor to bring that in. I don't think he has black there. I think it's, and then, you know, whatever or not, but the base looks really good. Even this is, it's the Razor Crest Farewell Edition. And he has like different ones. There's a 12-inch one. This is, I think, 8-inch according to the, let's see how accurate. Yeah, it's roughly, I mean, if you go by the gun, it's 8 inches. And it says it's supposed to be like 6, yeah, by 6. And then the highest point is 3. Yeah, so it's accurate to the height, 8 by 6 by 3. So, but I was really pleased with it. Got it for myself for Christmas. And there it sits in its base. So, but yeah, it looks really cool. So, enough with that. We'll get back to our D7, dual D7 build. And you remember the last time I was trying to figure out how to do these LEDs in this area. Yeah, just looking at the two. There's the two D7s. We got the Klingon one here, which is easy because that's silver, and it's already silver now on that one side. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to put the LEDs in here and close that, and then I'm like, duh, you know, why don't you do, just wasn't thinking yesterday, I was tired. Why don't you do like, you know, the saucer sections like of all the ships where it just, the lights just point up and then the light bounces around in there and it'll go out the windows and it'll all definitely shine up into the upper area, and on the Romulan one, hopefully it'll shine out these areas that I'm going to have those in. These go here. Is that hot? Loose it's going to fit? I guess so. But yeah, you just gotta glue them flat right against there, have them shine up. I forgot, you know, I started doing all that and I forgot to do the black and the silver, so I sprayed these areas black so we don't get any light bleed, and I should hold them up to the light to make sure we don't get light bleed. I'm getting a little bit here. Getting a little bit there, so I'm gonna have to hit that one and that one. There. And I always like to hold it up to the light to make sure, see if I see light coming through areas I don't want them to. I didn't go all the way back in here because there's no real light. I mean, I'm gonna put some light to light these up here. Why not? I'll put a little SMD there. But back here, it shouldn't cause us any problems. I mean, maybe I'll go in and hit that with a little black in there. But, you know, I did the black first, and then I did the silver. So, yeah, that solved that problem. I don't even know what I was thinking. Why not just do it that way? Lay it flat and let it bounce around in there. Because this is a dome and everything up top. So we can actually start doing that. So I popped them back off. And, yeah. I'm using my easy LEDs from Paragraphics. Use pretty much exclusively, except for the single bulb parts. But most 90% of the stuff I added on, like in the cockpit for all the, you know, control lights that go around in the back, and I used them in the cargo hold a lot. You know, even in the nav computer, it just sat. I put it right inside that computer and then had it light through the photo etch, and so. And then the wires are going to come up through these holes. I have no idea what those are or what they're for. But let's try to get this even Steven. I usually like to put some super glue down there, but it seems to be... Yeah, we're going to put some super glue down there. Or at the very least, some of this. But I don't know how much I like this, because it can cause shorts. Yeah, we're going to go with a little dab of super glue. So, sorry about the arm in the way. So let's do a little super glue there. Should I use... Can I get anything out of this? It's turned into... Like, it's not even moving. I bet you it's a solid blob. Oh, there, it opened it up. I gotta order more super glue. That's garbage. And this came from the store, this DAP, and that's not... I'm not too crazy about it either. It's too thick. I mean, I like thick super glue. I like all of it. I like the medium, I like the thick and the thin. And I had all three at one time. Which, it's been a couple of years. I gotta remember, I bought... This is the thin. And it ain't thin no more. Because it kept drying. You know, no one can make a cap that works good. This is pretty ingenious of a cap. Man, I better get to it or that super glue is going to dry. That's a semi-ingenious cap for super glue, but still it's not completely... There we go. And there. That's all we needed to do. Simple. And we'll do the same thing with this one. It's a nice thing, and you know, building two of the same kits. So what I hate about the heavy is it takes forever to get it to come out. You know, unless you have a holder that holds it constantly like that. Sometimes you can do that and it helps. Let's keep these running the same way. Okay, so the positives on this side. So let's keep them the same way. That way we're wiring the same. And all I'm doing here is using the dots that came on the ship to line up the LEDs. I want that one dead center. The center one I'm going to put center, and then the other one the other two I'm kind of going off of here. And I think 3 will do this area just fine. Put that back in there. And I won't need that for a bit there. Yeah, but this is not moving enough. Whoa! Ah, Butterfingers I have today. I don't think that moved at all. A little bit. We'll see. But there. Here we go. Make sure that these are working. Turn on my power supply. The nice thing about being up here in this newer area for the studio is it's on carpet, so this doesn't keep moving. If I have it, the table off of back, just off the wall just a little. And sometimes I'd bump into it and it'd slide, and then all this stuff would slide. But that looks kind of crooked there. Yeah, oh well. Alright. And I need a new one of these. These things started going. I don't know why. I can't even get that one to... There we go. We know that one works. And I'm going with warm light. I kind of agree with Boyd from Trekworks that these older models, since especially they used incandescent bulbs, they used, you know, the incandescent bulbs shined. Make sure I turn it off. They shined with a more of a warm light. So I'm going to go with the warm light on these older TOS. So pretty much anything TOS, I'm going to run warm lights. The small Romulan bird of prey, I ordered the 650 version of that. I'm going to run warm lights in that. The 350 TOS Enterprise, I'm going to run warm lights in. Even though the NX1, I ran white, so. But it's of the newer time, even though it's supposed to be pre that, so I'm not going to run. The Franklin, I'll probably run white. But for some reason with these, I just like to run a warm light with the TOSs. They just have, even though the NX1 is pre TOS Enterprise, the Constitution class, it looks modern. You know what I mean? In a sense, even even though like I like how they did the interior on it, and they gave it that old submarine look. It still had a modern look, even though they had screens that looked more like TV screens, like LED screens, all over the place. It, it looked like it was built today and designed today. Where like these have that '60s sci-fi look to them because they are. You know, they have that '60s look to it. The TOS has a '60s look to it, where the refit definitely has a more modern look of the Constitution. So, and that's why I went with white. So from pretty much the Constitution on, it's going to be, or the refit on, it's going to be white lights. I put warm lights in certain areas, like even on the NX-1 for the shuttle bay. I ran a warmer light, thinking, they're not going to have this overly bright white in there, and so I went with a warm light in there. And when I get that video uploaded, you'll see. I think I do talk about. I put one strip that will shine over the photo etch piece there. The refit in the lounge, officer's lounge, I ran a warm light. Just because it's a lounge, it should be a little more warm and not so, bright. So, but anyway, we are talking and not building. So, where are we at now? Get these other pieces from the spray booth. Now, which one did I have to? And I probably shouldn't have. I think it's that corner there. I don't think it's going to be a massive issue because well, some of that's the light coming from out here, and that we don't want. But I see right there. So what I'm going to do is grab some silver quick. Is this silver? Nope. It's got a metal. Here's shimmering silver. Oh, that's the new one though. Right? Yeah, it's not even opened yet. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to pull the whole tub out. I thought that I had the shimmering silver up front. Where the hell is it? Oh, that's a shimmering silver, and I was using the anniversary silver. The shimmering silver has a little silver cap on it, so I was looking for another silver cap, and that's why it was screwing me up. I got different silvers: anniversary silver, shimmering silver. It will at least I don't think that's going to matter much, but... There we go. Just put a little bit in there. It's not much. That's all it needs. Alright. Make sure everything, nothing's... Ooh, I got a lot in the dome here. So it's hard to get down in there. I don't know if the silver will block it. It might need black. See if I can... No, we're going to have to hit that with black. Oh, no water in there. Yeah, we'll have to hit that with black. Good thing the acrylic's dry really quick. But yeah, it's always good. Yeah. It's always good to hold them parts up to the light. See what's what. Those blocked really good. And these ain't much to them, so. But let's do it anyway, because you never know. Yeah, see, I see a little bit in here. Just where it didn't get around that. But then again, that won't really have much problem because it's going to be not all that's going to be out of the light area. And that goes, you go here, you go here, you're here, and you're definitely here, and you guys are here. Let's try to keep these ships separate. But let's look at this, make sure there's no light through. That looks good. Definitely looks good. I think I'll hit those with black at the ends. So we just gotta do the little domes up there. So I need to get water. I'll be right back. Let's pause. And I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. When I put the silver in, let's let that dry a little longer. You get where you can see what I'm doing. Well, I don't know how much you're going to see what I'm doing, but tell you what, this acrylic black really works good to block stuff because it's thick and it dries really quick. That works really good. Believe it or not, I need it more at the very bottom. But that looks good. Yeah. That's a little wet, but I ain't worried about the mixing of colors. I'm amazed it's still. And there is going to be paint on the outside too. So if it's just slightly, kind of trying to peek through, it'll be fine. And then, like I said, while we're here, I'll get in here just in case. Craft acrylic is cheap, so I definitely don't think anything's gonna get back here. Yeah, sorry I'm doing all this way out of view, but I'm using the light to see where. So I'll hit a little bit there. Yeah, because I just hate to all of a sudden like put this thing together and light that up and that would be funky. I mean, I'll probably do a light test before. I can't see the SMD that I'm going to put in the neck here of the old soup ladle. It looks like that's what, I think it was Lou from Aztec Dummy working on one mentioned that, and he's so right. It looks like that's what they probably used to make this ship. This here looks like a soup ladle. You can scoop your soup up, especially with the two halves together. If I could get these two to go together. Well, they're of the opposite side, or the same side. But yeah, if you take that and took this off, it would look like a soup ladle. And it probably was. It would not surprise me. And we'll do the same thing to the Romulan ship. Like I said, I still think the lights are going to be so far. But then you never know, because like where you don't want the light to go, it'll go. When you're trying to get a area to light nice, and it'll tell you no, but when you don't want it to, it'll leak somehow there. But it just makes me feel better if I hit a little bit of it there. I got it open, it's easy, and then maybe later on going, oh, why didn't I just hit that real quick? It took a minute to do it. Doesn't need to look no fancy, just got a block light. And this was the end that I was holding it with my hand, so that's why I didn't really hit it with black and the silver. And it doesn't really need much silver back here because all the I want it to reflect. I want it to reflect in these areas and a little bit in here. Still not sure how I'm going to set the light. If I'm going to have it shine backwards or shine that way. I'm thinking having it shine more that way. So if it does travel up, and it won't go this way. And then we'll have to drill a little hole. There's a hole here. Let's see when we put these two pieces together. The other one, the Klingon one, went together pretty nice. This one's not going together so nicely. There it goes. It's still not as nice as the Klingon one. There's something in the way. It's almost like I'm going to have to do that, and then I got a little bit of a warp or something going on here. There it goes. But, yeah. There might be a little bit of glue there. That might be why. Yeah. Gotta get that out of there. Some glue squirted through there, and that's just not... Just that little bit can cause a problem. Especially when this has got to come down flat. But no problem, we can cut that glue out of there. As you can see, there was a little bit of glue there. Let's see if that... Oh, and there's a little bit of a weird tab there. And I haven't sanded those yet. I will. So this edge is good. Now let's see if that works better. Yeah. That's what it was. That little bit of glue is just tweaking. And I love how there's nothing here to keep this, you know what I mean? You can see how they only put a peg there and a peg there. They didn't put one here. But still, there's a warp. See how I have these nice up front here, and look how these guys are. There, that's better. Maybe they were just caught in the pegs. But what I was really trying to look at is to see how I can get my wires through, and they have a hole. So that's where the wires will come through and go into the main body of the plane of the ship. So that will be the front half of her. So she's going to be pretty nice. She's going to be a pretty nice size ship. I'm so happy. I have a 1/1000. I got the pre-painted one. And, yeah. So there we go. We're light blocked. I'm so glad they revised this piece. I was not wanting to scratch build it for that, and yeah, definitely wasn't. My camera's already running out of charge. Unbelievable. How long have we been recording? Only 38 minutes. Unbelievable. I got to get another an external charger because this camera came with an extra battery, and I got to get that external charger. And some reason I can't plug it in and record at the same time. I should be able to do that, but no. At least this one though. But what we're gonna do here next is I want to get these in. Is it safe to put these in? Yes, they're going to have to get taped off, but in order to put all this together, I can close this upper half. Like, I could put this on here now, on this one. And then, yeah, and then that's pointing up, but... And that'll give you an idea what it'll look like, because it has... These are already silver. But yeah, I can close this upper half. And glue it, and then we can start seaming it, sanding it, and seaming it. But this side I have to glue these on first. And I almost glued them on yesterday. So hope I got cleared out all. Oops, that's inside out, or flip-flopped. So hopefully I can do it again, and hopefully I can get some tape in there to tape that off, to mask that when I paint the whole ship. But let's go with the good glue. The old faithful Testors glue. And that's the only reason I don't like Testors glue, because if you gave it a little bit of squeeze with the cap on, it's just waiting for you to remove the cap. Yeah, it's still oozing out of there. I hate that. I got what I wiped off on the towel. I can I'm making a mess. There we go. Let's see if I can get more off of this. Nah, it's done. It's just, you know, I love this tube glue, but the thing I always hated, even as a kid, is as soon as you open it up, it gushes. Because if you get one little while that's closed, and it puts a pressure that as soon as you open that cap, you got a waterfall of glue trying to come out. And one thing I didn't do on this piece is clean that little stub. There we go. You know that's going to cause a problem later. I just used a little bit of that glue. Man, you're not. I need you to sit about the same. There we go. Here we get this out of the way. And we'll close this up. But I think I should. I gotta do this quick because I know as soon as I keep chatting. And I know these are clear parts, and you gotta be careful with clear parts with these solvent-based glues because you can make them foggy. But I'm gonna bet on that it being greenish. It's not gonna be a big deal. Yeah, no, so far that looks fine. Alright. Well, I can't glue that down until I do the wiring. It's going to be the same with that. So. What'll I do? Well, I think I'm going to have to shut the camera off and we'll be back, and I'll either have this already closed up with the wires running through or something, you know, because my camera dies every 45 minutes. But I'll be right back, hopefully soon, and we'll see where we're at. Until then, thanks for watching.